Okay.
Care if I go first, buddy?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Gables. So I've been playing one game this week, and it's probably one of your more anticipated games of the year. Just came out yesterday.
Yep.
Um, Dabble into it. Probably played about 4 or 5 hours into it. Gables. I've been playing Suicide Squad. Uh,
Huh?
yeah, I bought Suicide Squad. Gables. I didn't tell you. I kept it.
Oh.
I kept it from you.
Oh Lord.
Gables. I literally got home last night. I picked it up from GameStop. Picked up my
Uh-huh.
copy. And I went on. I turned my PlayStation to go offline just so you wouldn't see me playing this game because I didn't want to.
Oh.
I wanted you to find out on the podcast I've been playing this game. I'm about, like I said, probably like 4 or 5 hours in.
uh,
Um, Obviously, we've been talking about it. I talked about last week. This is a game I don't want. I want this game to be good. There's so many things like when I see
right.
this, like this looks good. Like I like when I look at the story and the characters and the voice acting and it's like everything like that. I'm like, this looks good. The quality of everything, the graphics, like everything looks great. Like the gameplay looks meh, but I'm like if we could just have mediocre gameplay and and everything else is as good as I think it could be, like this could be really great. Um, yeah, it's the story, the voice acting, like it's gorgeous. The world is. I think Metropolis looks great. I just the comedy is so funny. Uh, the game the gameplay is meh. And the fucking missions are so goddamn repetitive, Gables. I'm like I said, I'm 4 or 5 hours in. I've done the same 3 missions multiple times each. Um,
Ooh.
it is so frustrating. So in this, obviously plays Suicide Squad. There's King Shark, Boomerang, Harley Quinn's there, Deadshot, and you know they all have like traversal things that different powers they can do. Like Deadshot has a like a jetpack. Harley Quinn has like a drone. She kind of like does like a hook shot and stuff too, and she can
Yes.
swing and stuff like that. Boomerang like has like an armlet or something like that. He can like hack into the Speed Force, so he can kind of like teleport. Use like your boomerang and you can teleport across places. And King Shark, he can like he doesn't have it like he can like just jump really high and like kind of like launch himself. Um, and I like the big part of this game is that traversal, and they're all just clunky. I don't think even like I've been playing mostly as Deadshot, mostly because of he's like his jetpack is like the most like I feel like the one that does like works the best. Like I don't know, like I'm in combat, like it's like they want to be fast paced. It's almost like feels like almost the way like they want to be like Doom Eternal in a lot of ways, where it's like you can like hook shot
Right.
across, like you can move fast, like it's very vertical. Like there's people on the rooftops, people on the ground, like you're fighting. You know, people are like enemies are bouncing around, shit like that. But I don't know, like I didn't love the hook shot in Doom Eternal, even though like Doom the first Doom 2016 was like one of my probably my favorite first person shooter of all time, from a campaign standpoint. And like I don't it's not wrong to try to do that. Like they're like, hey, this is great. This is really good. Let's make our own version of that. I I just like I feel like I'm always fighting the controls on it, even just when I'm trying to go across the map. But then when I'm in combat, it's just like I feel like I just it like Harley Quinn's like hook shot. Like I gotta like hit like I gotta like point at a fucking rooftop at just the right angle to hit L1 and go. And then it that has like a charge to it, so you gotta like you can only do it for so long, and then like for like 10 seconds maybe, and then like you gotta wait for it to reset. Like once you hit the ground, it'll reset faster, but like it's just I don't know. I don't love it. The gameplay, the shooting is fine. Like I think it's not bad. It's good. It's fine. Passable. Um, like I said, I think the story and the characters like they're so fucking funny. I've been laughing multiple times at it. The cutscenes are great. I think the character like man, they have nailed everything. Like the Justice League turning evil, I think is such a cool storyline that I just don't see done very well often. Like that's part of the reason why I loved Injustice game so much, especially that first one, is because like Superman's like, what if
Right.
Superman just turned evil and started just killing people? Like, I love the idea. Like, there's a TV show on Amazon called The Boys, which is basically like it's kind of a spoof of like like the MCU and DC and stuff like that. Like they're spoofing that, but like it's basically like Homelander, who is basically like the Superman. Like they're basically making fun of the Justice League in a way, but like it's Homelander, like, but it's a really great show. It really is. But it's like Homelander is basically Superman, and he's just like this evil, like just an awful person. And but he has
Right.
all the powers of Superman essentially, and it's like I fucking love that show, and that's a big part of the reason why. And it's like I love this idea of like, hey, Batman just murders people. Like you go to like his museum and shit, and like, he just like killed everybody. Um, like Superman is like you can like hack into like at one point you hack into like their like radio and you can hear them talking, and it's just like it's crazy hearing Batman like talking about like killing people and like talking about how like just talking about you guys and like the Suicide Squad and shit like that. It's like man, this is fucking wild to hear this like like our Green Lantern and stuff like that. Like I love all that stuff, but it's like the moment to moment stuff is so frustrating. Like there's so many of the same um, uh, missions where like this mission's like you're like the bus shows up and like hey you gotta go like we have like some people in our group here like we have Waller who is running the task force. Like there's people like like they're like in her group that like are hiding. You gotta go save them from the bad guys. And like a bus will show up with Rick Flag like driving the bus, and you gotta go and like fight a bunch of enemies to like to go and save these guys. And you like put them like you have like this little thing on your back pocket that's basically a pokeball, and you put them in the
Yeah.
pokeball, you take them back to the bus, they go in the bus, and then you got to save like 3 or 4 of them, and that's the mission. I've done it like 10 times. There's ones where it's like, all right, here's A, here's B, like there's like you gotta protect this thing, A and B, and you gotta bounce back and forth and like fight off waves of enemies, and before they take over. It's just like the same mission structures over and fucking over and over again. And I even got to the first Justice League boss battle yet, and this is where I'm at. Like I've
Mm.
already done the same missions, and the enemies like certain enemies like oh you gotta take these guys out by doing a melee move like that will break the shield, and you gotta you gotta break the shield before you can fight them or before you can kill them. Some that you don't have to, and then like um, there's like one where you gotta hit like the shoulder button to like do the special attack that will break that, or you gotta do like the counter shot to like break their shield to do like every enemy does this, but it's like there's 3 different enemies basically, and they all kind of do the same thing. Um, it's just like I don't like man like it just feels like every cautionary tale that we've seen from games of service. So they take this studio that is so great at making single player games, and it's like they want to do all the things that they're known for. That's great,
Yeah.
but then they got to figure out a way to build a games of service mode around that. And it's like much like Avengers, and the people will keep comparing this to Avengers, but I get because DC versus Marvel. But like I played through the Avengers campaign, and I thought it was good. And like my main complaint was like, there's a really great story here. There's some really great like it's all the same things as far as like the story of like Suicide Squad, but at least when you played as Thor or you played as Hulk or you played as Iron Man or you played as Black Widow, they were all different. They all felt different. They all
Yes.
did different things. Um, and this, they're all the fucking same. Like
Oh.
they are two to like when I played the Avengers, it's disappointing to me because like man, they are so close to this being like a like true like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 game here. Like if they just took out the games, ripped out the games of service stuff, and just really tuned in, like finally tuned in that gameplay, they would have had a real strong all-time great game there. If but
Right.
they had to obviously make it, people like Square Enix like, hey, make a game service Avengers game, and this is just like the story's there, the characters are there, everything's there, but the gameplay is just like I play as King Shark. I play as Harley Quinn. Like you can bounce between each character whenever you want. And some missions where it's like if they have to deal with like a character that they have like a relationship with, like you get double XP if you play as them, so you have to bounce around a lot, which is kind of annoying because like each one has their own skill tree and each one levels up separately. So even if you play as like, I'm like level 8 with Deadshot, but I'm like level 3 with Boomerang, shit like that. But anyways, um, when you bounce around these characters, like nobody feels different. Like yeah, like okay, cool. Like Deadshot has a sniper and an assault rifle. Fucking Boomerang has a shotgun and a sniper. Harley has a minigun and a pistol and stuff like that. But that's like the difference. Is like it's just like cool. They just have like a different. They just all shoot guns. They all kind of the traversal is somewhat similar. They just kind of get around a different way. Um, there's just nothing different. And when I go around the world of Metropolis, even though it's gorgeous, like it just feels empty. Like obviously, it's a Brainiac has like basically destroyed this Metropolis, but like obviously you're not gonna see any people running around. Like it's not gonna feel like a Spider-Man or something like that. But it's like you like I when I just go around this world, nothing stands out. Like there's statues of like the Justice League and shit like that. There's LexCorp there, but like or LexCorp, but there's no like when you swing around Spider-Man, like I could tell when I'm in Harlem, or I could tell when I'm in Queens, or I could feel like there's things that stand out that like I know I'm in this area, and when I go around this, every rooftop looks the same, every building looks practically the same. The only thing that like tells you where you're at is like there's a few like statues in a building, and there's like there's a football stadium here, but like I don't like it's not bad. There's nothing that's like horrible. There's just when it comes to the gameplay, there's just nothing that makes you want to keep playing it other than I'm just gonna
Ooh.
keep playing it because I like the story, I like the characters, but I'm not like excited to do it. But it's like honestly, it's honestly the same thing last year. I bought Forspoken, where it came out right before literally I had a week off of work. I was like, well, it's cold and shitty outside. I'm not like I'm going anywhere. I'll play Forspoken. But then Hi-Fi Rush came out, and then I was like, well, fuck Forspoken. I'm playing Hi-Fi Rush. Uh, I just need a Hi-Fi Rush come out, and I can say, all right, well, fuck Suicide Squad. I'm gonna play this instead. But here I am with Suicide Squad. So I don't know. Like it's just so disappointing because there's a sliver. There's some. It's so close to just like being a like 8 out of 10 game. You know, like a solid 7.5 game. And god damn, man, it's
Oh, I
fuck.
know,
It's
right?
so it's been 9 years, 9 years since we got a Rocksteady game. They changed the game for fucking combat and gaming. They changed the game for IP games and gaming. Like they're the reason why we have so many now. Like Spider-Man games basically just kind of took the formula of those Arkham games and built on them. Like the
Yes, it did.
bones of the Arkham games is in Spider-Man, and it's just like I just can't believe that like it's 2024. It's like Spider-Man 2018 came out, you know, 5.5 years ago at this point, and it's like when that came out, like I'm sure people at Rocksteady probably did. This is probably a higher up thing where it's like they saw Marvel's Avengers. And it's like, hey, we want you to do that. Um, or like when Marvel's Avengers got announced, that is. And it's like when Spider-Man came out, it's like, did nobody like, hey, this game seems to be doing pretty well. We're known for doing games just like this. We actually created the formula for this. Maybe we should just do that. And I just can't believe that at no point in time, or maybe there was a point in time, but like higher ups are like, okay, you know what? Maybe you're right. Let's let's do that. Um,
Hmm.
Instead, we got fucking this goddamn game because like man, the story is like I'm rambling now, I know, but man, I'm just so frustrated because like man, the story is so great, and I just want a really great evil like Superman game, and like I don't want to play Superman. I want an evil Superman game, and like we finally like got it, and it's fucking this game. It's yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I'm playing Suicide Squad, and I'm going to talk about more next week. Gables, what have you been playing?
All right.